This next one's very interesting. You're talking about or mentioning letting go. This next experience relates to that also. So I'll share it as I wrote it here. Let's see. Okay. It's I was on a bus full of people. There was new friends on it and also regular individuals, but I could see that it was all the new friends on the bus. And we were going up a snowy mountain. One lady on the bus in particular was concerned about money. Uh, she was concerned about how much she made. She was in this job and she was concerned that she didn't make enough. And Duane, you were sitting next to me, and I remember you, or excuse me, you said, see how sad, she's more concerned with how much she'll make rather than all life. It's okay to have these little distractions in our personal life, paying bills, going to stores, etc., etc. But when our lives become about those things is when it's wasted. And then the view opened up and Ava had shown me some film where there were some hidden messages with images. And she said that there is always so much more that we don't see. Then I entered a separate room full of screens, like different movie screens and different things, where I was actually able to turn off the controls and turn off the screens of the TVs. And Duane, you said to me, you said, it's so cool what one person can do. Just forget everything, tune out everything, let go of everything, and just focus on all life. And I saw that in doing this, you actually see more by, and that was kind of shown to me by turning off these little screens, all these little screens that had different images, and turning their volume all the way down, muting them and turning these different screens off. My view expanded that much more, so I was letting go of all these little things and the view got that much bigger. So I just wanted to share that little experience. I thought it was cool too. So thank you.
Yeah, that's good, Jeremy. Your presence here is very valuable because, again, just like in a courtroom, it's really more so than the defendants, it's the witnesses and how they confirm. And that is, sometimes I'll be outside and I'll tell people, look, just, look at the sky, look at the sun, and just let go. And then objectively, look at everything that's happening on the earth. Do you see the difference? It's that simple. It's all right in front of you. Give yourself time to practice letting go. This is very real and very important. And it's so simple. And really, that's what life is. Life is that innocent isness that already is, like the sun shining. And yes, we do act our roles in creation, that's fine. But to be able to see the difference, and Rebazar and the boys, they do the same thing. And as we become more aware, they become more aware too, and they become more capable. All of us do. And this is what's so important about sharing something that makes sense with all life, not just sound good ideas that we've been distracted with, that have distorted things into us thinking a particular way. So it's learning to see how that thinking process is, and is it along the lines of letting go and being objective, instead of locked into all these ideas that we have, no matter how good they look, etc. And most people think, well, I'm a good person, I'm popular, it's all about me, whatever. Well, again, that's the personal self that is taken over, like Joni took over Harold, and Harold was fine with the takeover because he could be the master and he had her support and backup. The old saying, behind every man is a woman or a good woman or whatever, good, bad, or indifferent. So he has the support there and the acknowledgement, etc. So he gets to play his role. That's what he really wanted. And I get it, I understand. And so now the big step is to learn to see what all life is and be objective completely to the personal self, yet in the same time, in the same moment, play the game, do the part, not just go away and say, I'm not going to do nothing, this is all bad or negative, or there's the cabal, there's the evildoer. It's not about that. It's about getting in there and, helping yourself wake up more, etc., getting through this process, and especially helping others. As you help others wake up to something that makes sense, you've automatically helped yourself. And so when I was early with Paul in 1970 and on, and I started doing introductory lectures, I was very nervous. But as I kept doing them, I began to learn and become more objective and watch the words that I was saying, and I was watching the words that other people say, and not just taking for granted the meaning of them, but to articulate in a particular way and eventually be creative. And this is what the boys are looking for. They're looking for people to step up and be creative, but most people want to stay in their old routines, and they'll say, well, I've never done that, I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. It's not about that. It's about starting something and just doing it, just getting on with it and doing it. And so, and again, people have their, not only their routines, but their personal image. And it's like, what will other people think if I actually start to do something that makes sense? You see, because most people's lives don't make sense and they don't know why they're here. But all of a sudden, if they're going to find out why they're here, well, they don't want to hear that either. It's like, well, how do you know? How do you know this or that? Well, there are certain ways and little tricks that I've learned to get people to listen and to all of a sudden consider what I'm saying. And eventually they do, because you learn to make sense in a senseless world. And that takes a lot of creativeness. And again, I remember some of your experiences in the past, and even Paul talking to you, Jeremy, about how to do things and to get to, as you're meeting people, get to converse with them and whatever, and learning to see from their viewpoint and handle it from there. And again, our position is to share something all natural. That's why I picked the all natural environment as something to present, even more so sometimes than the new presentation. The new presentation has its own idea, but it's really the natural environment because that supports everybody. Without it, you got nothing. Without air, you got nothing. Without food, water, whatever, you got nothing. So get people to focus on that, and why keep poisoning it? And that's what everybody's doing it, but they're not really taking a look at what they're doing because they're marketed in a particular way to think a particular way. They've been literalized that poisons are all okay. We can do this and we can be fine with poisons and pharmaceuticals and radiation and GMO. We can be fine with all this. Yes, it's all good. Is it? Well, yeah. Thank you, Jeremy. Yes, you are the great witness too.